How to place tags down in Practicad. In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to place a tag down from your tag bin. There are two main ways of doing this: tags that have leaders and tags that don't have leaders. In this tutorial, we're going to go over how to place a tag down without a leader. We're going to go into the tag bin and we're going to pick the tag elevation 0 no leader. To activate the tag, we're going to click once. Once we do that, Practicad is going to ask us in the command line to please select an entity. Then we're just going to simply click on the entity we'd like to use. Now notice that currently the crosshairs of this tag are at the bottom left portion. The second you click on the tag, Practicad will depress the tag button inside your item box. And here you can see we have the hold points that we have just like Duct. We've got the Z and X. We have the bottom, top, and center on the Z, and we have the left, center, and right on the X. So if we would like to hold this tag by the center right, we can change it, and now we've got the tag held by the center right. If we would like to hold it on the bottom left, we would just change it to the bottom left, and now we can hold the tag by the bottom left. You will also notice that there are parameters you can change on the fly. Here we can change the text style that the tag is following. Currently it is following the text style standard, and there are separate tutorials on text styles. We're following the font, which is governed by the text style in this particular case, but we can change the font on the fly. We can change the font size. We're going to change the way the text is aligned, and we can change what frame the tag has. Currently the tag has no frame. So once we've chosen the hold points and the parameters, now what we're going to do is go to the drawing. You'll notice that in the command line it says specify entity displacement or exit. To start the point at which you're going to displace this tag on the drawing, all we need to do is click. Now notice currently that AutoCAD is snapping to the nearest node, and it just happens to be lit. If that object snap is lit at this point, it's going to snap the bottom left corner, the point I'm holding this tag at, to that point. So if you notice that it's highlighting a point you don't want, what we're going to do here is hit F3. And F3 is going to shut the O snaps off. And you'll notice that after I hit F3, O snap is off. Now I can place this anywhere on here that I want. And what we're going to do is we're going to click once to start the placement of the tag. And just like Duct, now what's happening is it's asking us for a rotation. We can just simply hold it in the direction using the polar tracking that we want, or we can give it a value like 0 degrees and hit enter. So right now we're going to hit 0 and then hit enter. And when we do that, the tag has now successfully been placed. In this section for the tutorials for placing down tags, we're going to show you how to place a tag down with a leader. Practicad gives you the ability to place down a leader line before the tag is attached to the drawing. What we're going to do is we're going to go into the tag bin and we're going to select the tag elevation 0 with leader. We're going to click once to start the tag. The second we click on the tag we'd like to use, Practicad, if the leader option is checked in the actual tag itself, and there are separate tutorials in designing custom tags, if the leader option is checked, Practicad is going to ask us to specify the leader start point first. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we click on the point that we would like to start our tag. Currently, to grab the proper point, most of the time you're going to want to make sure that your object snaps are on. So you'll notice that the O snaps are on currently for this tutorial. What we're going to do is we're going to click where we'd like to start. So here we're going to say we're going to start our leader line right here. And we click once. The next thing Practicad is doing is it's saying to specify the next point of leader. And what we're going to do is we're going to hold down to right here, and we're going to decide that that's as long as we want the starting point of the leader line. We're going to click a second time. Once we do that, you can see that Practicad is starting to draw the leader. Now what we need to do is draw the next part of the leader. Now there are no limitations to as many leader lines as you want. You can actually have 50 leader lines on the drawing if you'd like. In this tutorial, we're only going to draw 2. Now we chose an elevation tag in here in particular because many users would like to have their elevation tag so that the top elevation is above the leader line and the bottom elevation is below the leader line. So to do that, what you're going to want to do is make sure that you're holding your tag by the proper hold points. Notice currently I am holding my tag. We're going to the tab button in the item box by the Z center right. Take a look if we were to switch it to the Z center left. Then what would happen is the tag itself, once we click on a leader line, the tag would actually be right next to it. So what we're going to do here just to demonstrate is we're going to put the tag right next to it. However, if you would like the tag to be over the leader line, then what you'd like to do is hold it by a different position. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into the tag bin. We're going to click once. We're going to start the leader point. Then we're going to come down and click a second time here. And what we're going to do is while we're drawing, we're going to say to hold this by the center right. And that's going to allow us to simply line up our tag exactly where we want it. And then we're going to click for the second leader point line. So here we're going to click again. Now we can continue to draw leaders on the drawing, but once we've drawn the leader line, you can see that the leader line is there. The tag is not placed yet, just the leader line. What we're going to do is we're just going to put this tag right over that leader line. And then what we're going to do is we're going to right click and hit enter. We do that when we've already drawn the correct number of leader lines. So here we've only drawn 2. And now we're going to hit enter. Once we do that, Practicat is now going to ask us to pivot this tag along the point we were holding it, which happens to be the center right portion. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the polar tracking just to line this up with 0, and we're going to click again. And once we've done that, Practicat has successfully placed the tag down. In this particular tutorial, it's placed a leader line down to this point and then through the tag. This way we get the top and bottom elevations above it and below it. That'll conclude the tutorial on placing down tags with leader lines.